again, welcome back. If you're returning, then thank you. If you're new around here, then hello, it is very nice to meet you and Happy New Year if this is the first video you're watching of mine of 2020. It's quite possibly it is. I had a little bit of a break for a while. I just found the lead up kind of November and December leading up to Christmas, along with a lot of kind of personal stuff and university as well as work, etc, etc, life got away from me. So I have not actually had up any videos in quite some time, probably since the end of October, I want to say. I've still been doing the odd IGTV every now and again, but I haven't really had anything up here. So, Happy New Year 2020, big deal, new decade. This is going to be a roundup of the 2019 makeup cosmetics products of 2019. I have got a video coming up as well which will be skincare as well, and if it is already up or if somehow through the magic of YouTube I can link it up here, then I will. This is strictly going to be makeup though. When I started looking through my bullet journal at my monthly favourites, I realised actually this year I probably didn't have that much makeup. It was a little bit less. There's still going to be a lot of makeup to talk about, I'm not gonna lie, I like to waffle, but there's not actually as much as there had been the previous year. So if you're into that kind of thing and you want to see what my 2019 favourite makeup products were, then keep on watching. I just realised that I looked like somewhat of a floating head in this jumper, but oh well. Let's get started. I'm going to start off with primer. Last year when I made this video I kind of went in the order of what things go on in my face, so I'm going to do the same again this year. I'm going to start off with the Kiehl's Glow Formula Skin Hydrator. Now this is, let me just double check, a 12-month lifespan, and I picked it up at the end of January last year. And there is, you can actually kind of see through the bottle even though it's red, and there's about that much left in it. I have to say this has been the base that I have had on my face all year round. I think when I first picked this up I thought it probably wouldn't be for me because it's got much more of a kind of tan glow to it. I don't know if you can see it there, as opposed to the kind of pinky undertone that I would usually go for in a primer. That kind of pink iridescence was what I would usually go for. Now I'm not adverse to the pink iridescence, I still would go for that, but I've just found this such a lovely product and one that I would wear without any kind of foundation or BB cream. It's one that I put on and would quite happily go to my work barefaced with just this on. Absolutely, I think it just gives you a beautiful glow. I don't know exactly with regards to the ingredients if it's doing anything skincare wise, but Kiehl's being a skincare brand, I gave it a little look at the time and I thought, you know what, if it's going to keep my skin kind of healthy as well, that's a really good thing. And I don't know what it is, I just feel like it's been wonderful this year and I would absolutely buy it again. I think it's really, really good. A little bit on the pricey side, not gonna lie, but it's not like you're not getting good use out of it. This has lasted me a year and there is still a good bit to go. If it didn't go out of date, then I potentially would have it probably a year and a half, to be honest with you. And let's be honest with you, I'm probably gonna use it till it's finished. I'm not gonna lie, it's the kind of person I am. Unless it starts smelling funny or my skin starts reacting funny, then I'm probably gonna use it till it's absolutely done. But there is only this left in it now and I thought it was absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous, like the telly programme. Next up is this from number 7. Now this does market itself as a foundation. I have spoke before many a time, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, I am not a girl who likes to wear a heavy foundation. I am much more akin with a BB cream or a tinted moisturiser, something like that. But this is the number 7 Hydroluminous moisturizing foundation. Moisturizing foundation. Basically I think I picked this up end of March, April last year. According to my bullet journal, it was in my April favourites, I want to say. So I think that's when I picked it up. It's medium coverage, it says, and it's an SPF of 15. Now, I would say this is more of a sheer coverage, but it does just even out skin tone. I get mine in warm ivory and I am quite pale, but it just gives me a little bit more health to my skin and I think it is wonderful. I didn't see lots of kind of hype around this product, but anybody that I spoke to about it, like friends or people online through Instagram and what have you, they were like, this is fantastic, I love this stuff, it's great, I can't believe, like, thanks for the recommendation, etc, etc. So in real life, people absolutely raved about this stuff despite not seeing lots and lots of hype about it in the media. I would say that it's better with fingers. That sounds really dodgy. I am not somebody that always puts foundation on with a brush. I'm quite happy to just smear some on my face, especially if it's the kind that is more of a BB cream or a tinted moisturiser. Now I was dubious because I said foundation, how that would go, but the very first time that I used it, I wanted to use my hands and the warmth of my hands to see how it would sit on my skin, and it was beautiful, and it is still beautiful, and I will absolutely repurchase this again once this is finished. It's so natural. It doesn't give the look of foundation on your skin, and I love that. Now I'm sure at the start of the year last year I had the It Cosmetics CC cream as January, maybe February favourites, and at the time I thought this is great because it's covering everything, but actually it looks nice and natural. And see, once I started using this, I was like, God, the It CC cream is really heavy. The only downfall I find that there is that this is SPF 15, whereas the It CC cream would be an SPF of 50. In saying that, I would like to give an honourable mention to something else. At the later end of last year, No. 7 came out with their Protect and Perfect all-in-one foundation. Now this was one of the ones that I would say is trying to be akin to the CC cream. It's got skincare benefits as well as being a foundation. I would say SPF of 50 as well. That was kind of my point why I was talking about it. So I would say this is more like the It's Cosmetics CC cream, but a very, very good dupe and not as expensive. So if you do like the It Cosmetics CC cream and you feel that's more for you, go and give that a look. I just wanted to give it a mention because the problem with this for me was this came out September-ish, I want to say, August, September, and I bought it and I thought, you know, SPF of 50, it's quite heavy, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not needing that for this time of year. Whereas this, I wish this had an SPF of 50 because I feel like I would use that all year round, and it would have the SPF protection that I need as well. So I wish they could just merge these two together. Just put SPF of 50 in this. This is nice, it's very, very nice, but again, heavier coverage. So if you're not into that, go for this one. Alright, next up is concealers. Now, last year my favourite was the Glossier Stretch Concealer. I'm still going to put that up there. Now this is a brand spanking new pot. I got it for Christmas, so it has never been used. Now, I finished my Glossier Stretch Concealer earlier on in the year, 2019. And for that reason, I was on the hunt for a really good dupe of the Glossier Stretch Concealer. I still don't think I've found it. I don't think there is a dupe for this at the moment. I think this is a one-of-a-kind product. And therefore, I'm going to say that is my favourite of 2019 because I absolutely love it. But in saying that, when it finished, it made me go and look into my stash. It made me go and look at other things I had. I was like, well, what can I use? I've used all my stretch concealer, and I wasn't rushing out to buy a new one. And I found an unopened MAC Prep and Prime in Radiant Rose. Now, this is marketed as a highlighter, but this, before I ever found stretch concealer, before I started making YouTube, like years ago, was my absolute go-to as a highlighter slash concealer under here. For this little triangle area, this was absolutely the one that I was using. So I opened it thinking, God, why have I never used this? It's just sitting in a collection of makeup and it's never been used. Well done, Alana. And when I started using it, I was like, why did I ever stop using this? It's so, so good. Now, for spots and things like that, I'm not going to say it's going to do the job. It's definitely more of a radiant highlighting type of concealer. So for under here to kind of do that, I don't know if you want to call it contouring, but for any of the brighter areas you want in your face, this is really, really good. And I have been found to be wearing this at work recently. Alongside the Kiehl's Glow Formula, a little bit of this under the eyes, and that will do me. That is fine for work. I work as a nurse. Nobody is caring what I look like as long as I'm like bringing them their medicine, giving them their food, being nice to them, saving their lives. You know how it is. So basically, I think this is brilliant as a really kind of subtle concealer. You can use it to highlight areas here as well, maybe your Cupid's bow, stuff like that, but it doesn't have any shimmer to it. It is purely a highlighter in a colour sense. So it's definitely for more of that contouring aspect of putting light on your face. A little bit like Touche Eclat. So love it, think it was really good, and I can't believe I stopped using it, so I just wanted to mention it again. Now, as I said, I was looking for the dupe for stretch concealer. I didn't find it, but I did find this, and this is from NYX. This is their, oh, it doesn't have the bloody name on it. So, I don't know if this is like a colour correcting one or what have you. It's basically a little pot concealer. You can see it there. And this is in the colour Fair. Now, this is really quite good. It's not as emollient as the Glossier Stretch Concealer. Emollient, I like the Glossier because it doesn't give you that crepey look under the eyes. I love how kind of slippery it is, and a lot of people would hate that about a concealer. They want it to dry down, they want it to stay put, etc. But me at this age, I quite like something that's got a little bit of give. I don't mind patting under my eyes just to touch it up. That is fine. And this actually kind of done that. It's not as emollient, but it certainly isn't drying. I don't know if you can see it there, no, it's too bright. It was a really good colour match, and actually I've got it on today. It's what I'm wearing today because I didn't want to start using the stretch concealer until I had finished this, but really, really good. I'll put all of the prices and links to get anything down below because I don't remember off the top of my head how much I paid for this, but I'm really, really pleased with it. I thought it was really good and I will continue to use it. It's also really good for blemishes, probably even a little bit more so than the stretch concealer because it isn't quite as emollient. It does dry down that little bit more than the stretch concealer, but not to the extent as some other pot concealers would. It's not chalky. It's got a little bit stretched, a little bit stretched, a little bit of give to it. It does see a little bit more moisturising than most. Alright, where to go to next? Okay, I'm going to go for powder. Now, last year, I don't think I had a powder. I think I just gave this an honourable mention. But this is going to be my powder favourite this year. This is the Hourglass Dim Light Ambient Lighting Powder. Now, last year I said, this is the small one. Once I finish this, I'll go and buy the big one. But do you know something? I made that video in January last year and I never finished the miniature size until about August. So actually, it lasted me nearly a whole year. So maybe even more. I'm trying to think when I bought it. There is a, let me have a look, 12-month lifespan on it as well, but it's a powder, so depends where you stand on that. Personally, so this one I picked up again maybe August, September in 2019, and I'm only just starting to make a dent in it, so I will keep buying the small ones because I obviously don't wear powder enough to get through a big one in the space of a year. And if this has a 12-month lifespan, then the big one must as well, so save yourself a little bit of money. So this right here, absolutely wonderful. It is a powder. I am not inclined to wear a lot of powder, but I find it's a nice radiant powder. It's not got any sparkle to it, it's not like that. I don't know how to describe it. I would say a good dupe would be the Revolution powders. They were in a set of 3, I've spoke about them before, but you cannot get them anymore, unfortunately. So Hourglass it is, and we're paying top dollar, but worth the money. I'm then going to go into highlighters and blushes. Now, highlighters, there isn't a powder one this year. It's purely a cream highlighter because I love them. Last year it was Glossier Halo Scope. This year it is the Burt's Bees All Aglow Stick. Now, Glossier Halo Scope, yep, still really like it, still totally on board with it, would be happy to use it. But the Burt's All Aglow Stick is very, very similar, but also has this little bam bit in the middle. I don't know if you can see that there. Can you see this little bam bit? So it's like a different colour. And basically, that is just purely like an oil of sorts, and it just gives you this beautiful kind of sweaty glow. That's how I like to describe it. And this is cheaper, and it also is more readily available. You could go into Boots and get it. I don't know if Superdrug do it, but I know for a fact you can get it online, you can get it on Amazon, you can get it from lots of different retailers. So if you don't want to just buy one thing from Glossier and that's what you're needing, and you're needing some other stuff from another kind of outlet that you can buy other things from, then these are great. This one, let me just double check. Okay, so I picked this up in, must have been about March time last year, and that is how much I've used. So it is probably sitting about there now. So again, very good value for money. And even on days where I'm going to work, this is something that I will use because it is so subtle and just gives you a healthy kind of dewy look as opposed to a sparkle or a shimmer or anything like that. Wonderful. Now for blushes, I am going to stick to cream blushes as well. This was last year's favourite and it is probably again this year's favourite. This is Glossy Cloud Paint in Storm. Now these do have a 6-month lifespan on them, but do you know what? I'm using it. I've got it on today. I don't think it's done anything to my face. It doesn't smell funny. I will continue to use it. I would really struggle to use up all of that in 6 months. They are very, very potent. Is that the right word? They're very, very concentrated colour. You only need a tiny, tiny bit to put it on your face. As I said last year, this looks really like pink, kind of plum colour almost on camera, but it is much more of a kind of dusty rose slash terracotta colour. And as I say, if you were to put this on heavy handed, then yeah, you're going to look a bit crazy, but lightly it blends out beautifully and I think they are wonderful. So good. The cloud paints are lovely. They are a little bit expensive and for the lifespan of them, you know, you've got to wonder, but in saying that, I really, really like them, so sorry. This one here is a bit of an honourable mention and is probably one that I spoke about most in the summer, but you cannot pick it up anymore. I have had it well over its 12-month lifespan. This is from Sleek and it is their Sweet Cheeked Whimsical, oh, what a mouthful that was, Whimsical Wonderland, and it's basically a stick blush. Now, as you can see here, it's bright orange, but during the summer months, this is absolutely gorgeous and it is very sheer. Like you don't need to put this on and for it to be super duper orange. It's almost like a cooling water stick, like you know those sticks from Milk that are like cooling sticks. And also NYX came out with a collection called Bear With Me, I want to say, and they had these kind of water-based blushes and this is very, very similar, so I wanted to give this a little mention as well because during the summer months the beautiful kind of coral orangey on my cheeks I was really, really enjoying. Again, same as last year, bronzer has to be Hoola. It's my favourite. I probably should give honourable mention to the Aldi version from Lacura because actually it was really good too, but the one that I always go to is this. I will purchase it again. It's the one I always take on holiday for that time of year. I absolutely love it. I also mentioned one last year that was like a liquid bronzer. They don't do it anymore, so I can't really talk about it. I have been assured by the people at the Body Shop when I was at an event recently that the one with the pipette, the honey bronze with the pipette, is the same stuff as the stuff that I said was my yearly favourite in the tube last year. Just in case anybody watched that, and you're all wondering like, oh, where can I get that? It's the same. Moving on to eyeshadows. Now, last year, did I have a powder eyeshadow? I don't think I did. So this year I do have a palette. It is the Naked Petite Heat palette. It has been my absolute staple. I think I bought it in the January sales last year. And I have to say it was in my March favourites, quite possibly. And this is my go-to. It's been one that has been on every holiday with me this year. I could take just this palette and use it the whole time. I don't need to take anything else. It's wonderful. I've got it on today. It's every day. This colour right here, I can just put that all over my lid and go with mascara. Put a little bit of this on just to bump it up a little bit, and then obviously these beautiful orange colours if I want to make anything more interesting. This one here is the one I probably use the least. It's more of a satin. It's got a slight sheen to it, but to be honest with you, all of them are really beautiful and the shadows are really good. I'm a big Urban Decay fan and this is wonderful. I know I've said before I made a video all about the Naked collection and I think they need to stop. You know, now they've got the honey one, they've got the cherry one, they've got all these other palettes going on that they relaunched, the Naked palette. But I do have to say I'm a sucker for this one and I would highly recommend it if you can get it. Even the now, because I know Debenhams have got lots of sales on, you might get a little bit cheaper. I would go and have a look for it because it's so, so nice. Otherwise, I am sticking to eye pencils. Now, in my favourites last year, I think I did speak about quite a lot of kind of liquid eyeshadows, kind of one and done eyeshadows and pencil eyeshadows. Now, the one in particular that I spoke about was Laura Mercier in Copper. And I found these from Kiko last year, just before the summer started. They are the long-lasting eyeshadow stick, 8 hours with no transfer. I'm never really wearing my makeup for 8 hours, to be fair, but these are wonderful. I have them in number 48, number 90, and number 45. Now 45 is like this honest to God Fanta colour, like a orange soda. That is what that colour is. And that alongside the Naked palette is gorgeous. Moving on to mascaras. Now my ultimate favourite of the year is going to have to be the NYX Worth the Hype mascara. Now I spoke about this, and when I looked in my bullet journal, it's there throughout months on months on months. This is sold as a volumizing mascara, like Worth the Hype makes it sound like volumizing, lengthening, drama, but I don't find that's what it is. So if you're buying it with the intent of that, then maybe this would be disappointing. But the effect that it gave me was one that I actually really enjoyed. It was an equivalent to the Maybelline Full and Soft. I don't know if anybody can remember that from donkeys years ago when I was like 15 or something like that. A long time ago. It gave the effect of like fluffy, natural lashes that were lengthened and volumized but natural. It doesn't look clumpy at all. It looked very, very natural, just fluttery lashes. So this has been what I've been wearing to work consistently since, I don't know, February-ish. I think I bought it back then. And I will continue to buy this, even if it is just for my work mascara. I have other ones that are a bit more dramatic and lengthening and a bit more pow, but that's not what I'm looking for work. So this is going to be my all-time favourite of the year because I have found a new work mascara. Eyeliner. Last year I think I said a liquid liner. I don't know if I actually said a pencil one. Now this is not new by any means. This is a very, very old eyeliner and it's from Urban Decay. It's their 24/7 Glide On eye pencils and this one is in Stag. I've probably had this for a very, very long time, but in the space of this year, I have probably sharpened it enough that it's got to this tiny size. It was probably like this at the start of the year, and I've ended up like this because it has been the one that I have used consistently. It's a really kind of deep brown colour, almost borderlining on black, but not quite as stark as black. It's what I've been using to tightline in here consistently, and what I've used on the top of my eyeline just to smudge out and give you a little bit more of something on top of your lashes. Eyebrows. Now I think last year it was Glossier Boy Brow. I probably never really spoke about eyebrows before that because I've got quite dark eyebrows anyway. I've never really done very much to them, but last year I got really like fell down a rabbit hole with eyebrow stuff and looking in to see what was the best possible eyebrow stuff. So first of all, as I said, I had a bit of a boycott with Glossier and I wanted to find products that were more readily available or cheaper. So I went looking for a new brow gel and the e.l.f. Wow Brow, I have to say, done that. It was brilliant. There's still a little bit left in this one. I'll continue to use it. The wand is a little bit bigger than that of Boy Brow, but it's got those little fibres in it as well. I don't know if you can see that there, probably not. And this is in the colour brown, I believe. It came in several different colours. I think you can get it in clear as well. But I've been really, really impressed with this and it's a really, really good price. I will buy it again. I think I'd done an IGTV list recently where I mentioned that I actually bought Glossy Boy Brow for my Christmas, but unfortunately my lovely other half bought it in black. I already have really dark brows. I would prefer it in brown because I'm going to end up looking like Groucho Marx. I'm going to see if I can pass that on to someone or get a return on it. If not, then I will go and purchase another one of these, absolutely. Now, as I said, I was like going into delving the deep dive into eyebrow stuff, some absolute horrific things, but this one from Kiko I found and I thought was wonderful and will continue to use. It is their Precision Eyebrow Pencil and I have got the colour 2, which is kind of like just this, it's like a light brown, I would say. It doesn't look very light on the camera, but it is much more of a light brown. It also has a little spoolie on the end. It's like one of these little comb ones. I think it came with a sharpener as well, that I've kept the sharpener because the pencil is tiny. It's like one of these little novelty pencils. You couldn't use it with a normal pencil sharpener. So I've kept the tiny pencil sharpener too. I found it's really, really good. It's so precise. It's very natural looking. Sometimes I feel like brow pencils and things like that can be really blocky and you look a bit crazy, and there's a big space in them now. Oh dear. Yeah, sometimes pencils or pens and things like that for your eyebrows can look really blocky. So this is a new thing for me, but I really like it, and I probably will continue to use this throughout the year. Right, moving on to lips. Now the current lip combination that I have on at the moment is this. It is a lip liner from NYX and a lipstick from MAC. Now the lip liner is their slide on glide on, it's like, the name is ridiculous, but it's the slide on glide on lip pencils, you know they're from NYX. And this is in Brick House, I want to say. Yeah, Brick House. And it is like this really, it looks very dark here, but it is definitely more of a brick orange kind of colour. Sometimes I put this on just with a balm or a gloss over the top, but 9 times out of 10 I am wearing it with this. This is MAC's Powder Kiss lipsticks. These are the ones that were like matte, but they also have some sort of element of sugar in them, so they taste really nice when you put them on. And the colour I wear is Devoted to Chili. And it is, I suppose, a red, but a real burnt orangey red. And I generally wouldn't wear orangey reds. It's not my kind of thing, but there's something about this one that I just adore. And I don't feel, maybe you'll disagree with me, that it makes my teeth overly orange. I think it still is okay. My teeth look all right. They're not perfect, but it doesn't do that yellow thing that some orangey reds do to me. It's fabulous. It's very comfortable. It is matte, but not drying whatsoever. Really good. I'm very impressed with these Powder Kiss lipsticks, but this colour in particular is what has sold it to me. I would be inclined to go and see if they have it in a really kind of blood red. But in saying that, my other lipstick favourite of the year, also from MAC, this is a mini one, I've had it for ages, kind of rustled about in my own stash and found it again, and this is MAC's Russian Red, and it is gorgeous. So nice, MAC's Russian Red. And look, this is a mini one, but I've barely used it, and I've had it for a couple of years now. This is a real blue blood red, and I love it. If I'm doing a classic flick and a red lip, this will be what is on my lips. I'm still kind of loving my Clinique, but I feel there is more of a sheen to that, whereas the two matte ones, I've kind of got into matte lips again this year. Now I'm just going to totally contradict myself by telling you how much I like a lip gloss. But this was one, this is kind of more of a, I can't say yearly favourite. I want to say this came into my possession in September last year. So this is the Soap & Glory Pillow Plump, like Mother Pucker, whatever it is, XXL lip gloss. And this is in the clear. And actually, I've really been liking this. Sometimes I'll pop this on and then this goes over the top. Sometimes I just put this on because I feel like this, you know, those tingly lip balms, you used to get lip injection from Too Faced, etc. It just kind of took me back to an element of that, and I really enjoyed it. But also, it really seemed to work. It seemed to make me have a little bit more of a plump look. But also with saying that, I don't know if that was just because of the gloss. Maybe because of the gloss, it was making my lips look more voluminous, I don't know, but I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good. Sometimes I'd be inclined to put this on a bit like a balm when you're doing your other makeup, and then blot it off and then put my lipstick on top of it, because I thought, now I've got a bit more pout to me. I am very fearful to try lip injections and stuff and that like that. I am not against them. I have family members who have them. You do you. If you're into it, that's great, but this is my kind of version of that, because I'm too much of a fearedy cat. Funny story, my mum actually seen this sitting on the kitchen table and thought, oh, that looks interesting. Didn't realise at all it was going to be a plumping gloss, even though the name of it. So she came to visit for Christmas and that was sitting about. She thought, I'll give that a little bash. She popped some on. The next thing, she's running into the back room like, I think I'm having an allergic reaction because of the tingling it caused on her lips. Stupid. Anyway, she then was like, oh, okay, it's fine. I thought I was allergic to peanuts there or something. I was like, well, you know, you're a good age to be allergic to them. Anyway, I digress. So that was my favourite lip products as well. And I think that kind of rounds it up, to be honest with you. I think that's everything. Hopefully that hasn't been too long to sit through. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. And do you like any of these? Are any of these your holy grail products that you just couldn't live without? Or did you discover any of the similar items in 2019? What were your favourite favourites of 2019. Please comment below and let me know. Also go over to Instagram, follow me over there, that would be lovely. As I said, I have been doing more videos over there, just shortened versions of things that are kind of easier to stick up, things like empties, because I feel like that's things that can really drag on YouTube, and when you've only got the option to have 10 minutes, I get them in there really quickly, and I quite like it being snappy. Also, I will have some Prague vlogs coming up. We went to Prague in November, and as I say, life got away from me. I didn't get a chance to actually put any up. So I'm gonna get them up this month as well. I hope you're all having a lovely day. I hope that your 2020 has kicked off to a great start, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye.